Hello everyone, welcome to CPDict. In this video we are going to look at the second problem from today's Codeforces round 669 div 2. It is called Big Vova. In this contest I could only solve two problems. Yep, that's how life goes, shit happens. Let's read the second problem. It says, yes, the first paragraph, it is of no use. It says we have been given an array of n positive integers, and using each of them exactly once we need to make a sequence b1 to bn. Okay, so basically b1 to bn is a permutation of a1 to an. Okay, and then using b1 to bn we should arrange b sequence b in such a way such that the sequence c is lexicographically maximal, where Ci is represented as GCD of B1 to Bi. And it has been mentioned what is lexicographically smaller than, if A would be smaller than B if A is a prefix of B but not equal to B, and in the first position where A and B differ, that is if they are similar till some point. At the point where they are differing, if the sequence A has a smaller element, it means it is smaller. Okay, so let's see what we can do to solve this problem. So we have been given an array a1 to at a3 an. So we want to arrange or find such permutation of a which is b1 b2 bn. Using this we would be finding out another sequence which is c1 c3 to cn, where Ci is equal to GCD of all the elements of B1, B2 to Bi. So here C3 is equal to GCD of B1, B2, B3, and we want to maximize, that is the first number should be as largest as possible, and then after putting that number the second one should be as largest as possible. By putting the remaining n minus 1 numbers, we would be choosing the maximum out of it, and then the third one as well. So we will keep on going from first to last element and try to put the maximum element. This approach will take of n square time. Let's see how we can do. So the first position, that is c1, should be containing the maximum element of ai, because we want it to be arranged in lexicographically maximal order. So simply the first element should be as largest as possible. So we would be putting the largest of sequence A, let's call it max, and we would be putting that max our first element. Until this point our GCD, we will be maintaining our GCD, that is GCD of elements the elements which we have arranged till this point. So at this point we have just arranged one element, so at this point GCD is equal to max. Then that max, suppose that max value will has come from a3, then what I have just done is I've set a3 is equal to -1. It will just tell me, or it is just an indication which tells me that I have used this value, so I won't be using it again in my further processing. Then I move ahead. Then at this point my GCD is max 2. So to find the second element, what I am doing, suppose I have n minus 1 remaining elements, that is excluding the a3 if a3 is max. So if I have n minus 1 elements, I am picking these elements one by one and I'm trying to find the GCD of all of these numbers with max, that is GCD of max or other AIs like these a minus 1, n minus 1 AIs which I'm still having. So one by one I'm finding out the GCD, and the point where I am getting the maximum value of this GCD, I'm storing that index or index of array where I am getting this maximum GCD, and the GCD I am maintaining in a variable called temp. That is, for each of the elements I am finding out the GCD, and if that GCD is greater than temp, then I'm updating that temp, and also I'm updating my index. Index tells me from which element I'm getting this maximum GCD. And suppose for second term I was able to get the maximum GCD from A5, then I would be marking A5 as -1, and I will update my new GCD. Then my new GCD will become temp, and this index is 5, so then I will simply put A5 as my second element. So now I have arranged two elements in my sequence B. Now I would be looking at the third element. I would be finding the third element. To find the third element, I have the latest GCD which I have updated, which is equal to temp. So this is the latest GCD which I have, and I have n-2 remaining values in my array. That is, I have initialized two values to -1, so I will not be considering those two. The remaining n/2, again I am picking one by one these values, and I am trying to find, I am finding the GCD of this value and that AI, the n/2 terms which I am picking one by one, and I am storing the maximum GCD which I am getting in a variable called temp, and the index or the element from which I am getting the maximum GCD, or using this equation I am also storing its index. And again I am doing the same thing. Suppose for the third term I got the maximum GCD temp from this index A2, then I would be marking A2 as -1, and then I put A2 here as the third element, and now my GCD would be updated and it will become temp. So in this way I am finding out the remaining elements as well. So to find out the first element, it is taking me of n time, and to find out the second element, it is taking me n-1 into time taken to find out the GCD. And again it goes on for the next. It is taking n-2 time taken to find the GCD, as the values of AI are very less. That is, maximum value our AI can have is 10 to the power 3. So the time complexity would be around of n square. Let's see the code now. Yes, this is the array. I have taken the input. When I'm taking the input, I am also finding out the maximum value which I have found in my array. This is the index of that maximum value, and this is the maximum value itself. So initially I am putting that maximum value as my first element in the sequence. So yes, GCD is also is equal to max. This is the vector answer where I am storing the final answer. So I pushed this GCD in my answer. So till this point I have found the first element of my sequence. Now to find the remaining n-1 elements, I would be doing this n-1 times. What I am doing is, this is the maximum GCD I am getting in this iteration. Okay, so initially it is 0, then I am looping through my elements. I am saying if it is -1, I am not considering it. If it is -1, I am not considering it. If it is not -1, I am finding the GCD of that element with my latest GCD, and if it is greater than temp, I am updating the value temp as well as the index. So at the end I would be sure that I have my temp is the maximum possible. I am also stored the index of it. So yes, then I am marking that element as -1, updating the GCD, and pushing the answer, that is array of IDX, into my sequence. Yes, I have done this for n-1 times, and at the end I am just printing out the answer vector. Okay, yes, that's all for this video. For the remaining problems from this contest, we will not be sharing the solution right now. So I will be sharing the solution when I will solve them. So till then, take care, happy coding, and arigato.